What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's society, so many people seem to be talking about certain mental illnesses and toxic traits, and things like narcissism, talking about what to look for, what to not look for in certain people. The awareness and the availability of this information has grown at such a rapid pace over it just seems the past several years. And it's opening a lot of people's eyes. It's making so many people aware of what's out there, the type of people that they're dealing with and interacting with on an everyday basis. You're able to spot these individuals, these narcissists, these psychopaths, sociopaths. And it's made people realize unfortunately, how common a lot of those traits are in society today. And it's also made a lot of people more self-aware of how they carry themselves, how they interact, more aware of the manipulations that a lot of people in our lives are trying to do and use against us. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, you don't want to be too self-aware. You don't want to be living inside of your head, becoming self-conscious and insecure of yourself. You need to carry yourself with confidence and a type of swagger. And when you're putting in the work each and every day and you're becoming the person that you're meant to be, you are going to naturally gain that self-confidence and swagger. But the intuition that you get when you're around these toxic individuals, the red flags that they show you, should not be ignored. You have your intuition for a reason. It's given to you for a reason. Me personally, I believe that's, God, or your third eye, if that's what you want to call it, your spiritual side, whatever it may be, your guardian angel, however you may view it, that is your higher self acknowledging the demon that you're interacting with, the spirit, the evil spirit that you're interacting with. Whether it is a narcissist, whether it is a psychopath, whether it is just a spirit of envy or hatred or jealousy, bitterness, whatever it may be, when you're dealing with friends, when you're dealing with members of the opposite gender or the same gender, if that's your whatever floats your boat, if that's your style, if you're dealing with members of your family and your spirit becomes unsettled, when you see these red flags, do not turn a blind eye to them. They're there for a reason. And you're seeing them because your eyes are being opened to who they are for a reason. There are people that don't have that higher level of self, that don't have that higher level of awareness. They don't see the red flags in anybody. And don't get me wrong, I'm a very open person. I'm willing to give just about anybody a chance, unless you're like openly like some sort of addict or, psychopath, or, you're just bugging out. But I treat everyone initially with the equal opportunity and grace. And I understand that everybody goes through tough times. We all have our ups and downs in life. So you have to carry yourself with a level of grace. You have to show people a certain level of grace. But once you start to see people for who they are, once they begin to get revealed to you, Do not ignore that. That's being shown to you for a reason. Why? You're being shown who they are, how they think, how they treat you, how they treat others, how they may potentially treat you in the future. And if that red flag is something that you cannot tolerate, if it's something that you do not accept, it does not meet your standards in your life, if that's a friend that doesn't meet your standards, they aren't a good friend, they aren't there for you, they aren't reliable, if that person you're seeing, that spouse, that significant other, if they don't meet your standards, if they aren't loyal, for example, if they're out here in these streets acting a fool, that's a red flag that you cannot ignore. If you have a family member, if you have a parent, a sibling, and they envy you, and they're trying to crush your spirit, and they want to, keep you beneath them, they don't want to see you rise and go on your own path and excel because of jealousy or whatever it may be, that is a red flag for a reason. You're seeing those things. Do not ignore them, because if you do ignore them, they're not going to change. It's not going to go away. It's only going to escalate. So you may see them for a little bit, and then you may turn a blind eye. You may turn the other cheek. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that that's not who they are. It doesn't mean that that toxic trait or that red flag simply goes away. It will resurface and it will come back. And you will be shown it again, because that is who they are. That is what they are. And that is God showing you that that is who they are. And that is His grace and His mercy being shown to you to protect you. And at a certain point, you will not be able to deny it. You will not. If you have a friend who's unreliable, you can continue to hang out with them. You can continue to associate with them. But at a certain point, it will only be allowed to go on for so long, and then you will truly see how unreliable they are. In a moment of need, in a moment of desperation, they will not be there for you. If you have a significant other and they aren't loyal and they aren't trustworthy, it may go on for a while. It may go on for months, years. You may even get married and have a family. And when they cheat on you, when they leave you, when they divorce you, and it all comes crumbling down, that will be the undeniable moment. That's why I'm telling you, do not ignore these red flags when you see them, however small they may be. They're being shown to you for a reason. Your eyes are being opened for a reason, because you need to see that person for who they are. Whether that is for you to show them grace and try and help them, but keep them at an arm's length. Keep them at a distance. It's okay to love those people. It's okay to care about them. But do not give them the power and the authority over your life to manipulate it for their evil intentions. I have a t-shirt from the band Stick to Your Guns, and on the back it says, "I have no time for your malicious intentions." You don't have time. When you're on your purpose, when you are on your path in life, when you are doing what you've been called to do, you don't have time to allow demons and spirits inside of people to distract you and to bring you down. That is why you're being shown these things, so that you do not waver from the path that you are on and meant to be on. that is a sign that that person is not good for you. And if they can heal, if they can do the work, if they can do the inner work, if they can turn to God and He heals them and heals their spirit and their soul, and they overcome those things, that is between them and God and nobody else. As for you, that is your warning to protect yourself, to guard your heart, and to not allow those people to drag you into the pit that they are in. Do not ignore red flags, especially not in today's world. That being said, if you made it this far in the video, thank you. Thank you for your support. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, I hope you have a great day and stay blessed.